You are tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep can fix. The kind of tired that comes from trying too hard. For too long, for people who never even noticed. You have been pouring yourself into things that keep slipping away. A person, a dream, a version of your life that always feels just out of reach. And the more you chase it, the further it runs. Be honest with yourself right now. Have you ever felt like the harder you try, the more things collapse around you? Like no matter what you do, something always pulls it away at the last second. That feeling is not weakness. That feeling is a signal. And today, something deep inside you is about to shift. Not because you are going to try harder, but because you will finally understand why letting go is the most powerful thing you can do. The Stoics had a name for this. Amor fati, love of fate. But before you misunderstand it, this is not about surrender. This is not about giving up. The Stoics were some of the most disciplined, driven, and purposeful human beings who ever walked this earth. And yet they understood something that most people never grasp in an entire lifetime. They understood that the desperate need to control outcomes is not strength, it is a trap. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the ancient world, wrote in his private journal, not for anyone else, only for himself, that the source of all human suffering is our addiction to things that are not ours to control. Think about that. Here was a man commanding armies, leading an empire, carrying the weight of millions of lives, and still, he was writing to himself about the danger of grasping too tightly. Why are you struggling right now? Because somewhere inside you, you believe that if you just push harder, hold tighter, chase faster, the thing you want will finally stay. But here is the truth. The tighter you grip, the more it slips. Stay with me, because this gets much deeper. You text first. Every time. You check their profile, their last scene, their story views, like a detective searching for signs that you still matter. You replay conversations in your head at 2 a.m., editing what you should have said, rewriting moments that are already gone. You shrink yourself to fit into spaces where you were never really invited. You perform. You adjust. You become whatever version of yourself you think they want to see. And each time you do this, you lose a little more of who you actually are. Be honest, are you doing this right now with someone or something in your life? This is what neediness looks like up close. And it is not just about love. It shows up in careers, friendships, ambitions. You stay in rooms where you are not respected because you are afraid of what leaving means. You overthink every email, every message, every silence, searching for hidden rejection inside neutral moments. And here is the painful truth that no one talks about. The more desperate your energy, the more you repel exactly what you want. People can feel desperation. Opportunities can sense fear. The universe, whether you believe in it metaphysically or simply as a reflection of your own psychology, responds to your state of being, not your state of effort. When you operate from a place of fear and lack, you broadcast that frequency into every room you enter, every conversation you have, every decision you make. You are not attracting, you are leaking. And the worst part? You cannot fake your way out of it. You cannot perform confidence while internally begging for validation and expect anyone to be fooled. Energy does not lie. And this is where everything changes. Because the solution is not what most people expect. Here is the secret that changed everything for people who finally broke free from this cycle. The moment you become genuinely okay with not having the thing you want, the moment you stop needing it to feel whole, is the exact moment it starts moving toward you. This is not coincidence. This is not magic. This is psychology, philosophy, and physics all saying the same thing in different languages. When you stop chasing, your posture changes. Your voice changes. The way you walk into a room changes. There is a stillness that comes from someone who is not desperate, and that stillness is one of the most powerful energies a human being can carry. Have you ever noticed how the people who seem to need nothing are surrounded by everything? That is not luck. That is alignment. The Stoics called this the inner citadel, the fortress inside you that nothing outside can touch. When you build that fortress, when you become your own source of approval, your own source of peace, your own source of validation, you stop giving your power away. And power that is not given away compounds. It grows, it radiates. Detachment is not coldness. Detachment is completeness. It is the difference between a person who wants someone and a person who chooses someone. One comes from fear. The other comes from strength. And the world, people, opportunities, circumstances responds very differently to each. Do not miss what comes next, because this is where history proves it. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire for nearly 2 decades, not from a throne of comfort, but from battlefields, plague camps, and the quiet ache of personal loss. He lost children. He faced betrayal. He carried grief that would have broken most people completely. And yet, every morning, he returned to his journal and reminded himself of one thing: you do not control what happens. You only control how you respond to it. Epictetus was born a slave. He had nothing. No property, no freedom, no choice over his own body. And from that position of absolute powerlessness, he developed one of the most powerful philosophies of self-mastery the world has ever seen. He taught that there are only 2 categories in this world: things within your control and things outside it. And the moment you stop pouring your energy into the second category, you discover an almost terrifying amount of power in the first. Zeno of Citium lost everything in a shipwreck before he built Stoicism. The loss was the beginning. The letting go was the foundation. Every great Stoic figure in history found their power not through gaining more, but through releasing the grip on what was never theirs to hold. Picture this. You just went through a breakup. Or maybe they stopped responding. Or maybe you got the rejection, the job, the opportunity, the person, and now you are sitting in that silence, wondering what you did wrong. And every instinct in your body is screaming at you to do something. Text them, apply again. Explain yourself. Fix it. But here is what no one told you: the reaching is the wound reopening. Every time you reach from a place of desperation, you confirm to yourself that you are not enough on your own. And that belief, that quiet, devastating belief, is what keeps you stuck. The person who walked away, they can feel your energy even across silence. The opportunity that closed, it will not reopen because you begged. Stop, think about that. Relaxing is not weakness. Relaxing is strategy. Relaxing is power. And it begins with a single decision. So here is what this looks like in real life. First, stop, literally. When you feel the urge to chase, to text, to check, to fix, stop. Sit in that discomfort for 60 seconds and do not act on it. That pause is where your power is built. Second, redirect your energy inward. Every time you want to pour energy into something outside you, pour it into something inside you instead. Work out, read, build, create. Make yourself the most interesting, most grounded, most alive version of yourself. Third, practice the Stoic separation every single morning. Ask yourself, what is in my control today and what is not? Then invest only in what is truly yours to own. Fourth, become genuinely okay with the outcome, whatever it is. This is the hardest step. But the moment you reach real inner peace, everything outside begins to rearrange. You are not the person who chases anymore. That version of you is finished. The new version of you understands that relaxing is not giving up. It is trusting. Trusting that what is meant for you will find you the moment you stop blocking it with fear. So here is the question I want you to sit with tonight. What have you been gripping so tightly that you have forgotten who you are without it? Think about that. If this moved something inside you, subscribe to the channel, And drop in the comments, what are you choosing to let go of today? The journey starts the moment you release.